Eosinophils are called as acidophil because they easily pick up the stain or dyes which are acidic in nature, or the dye which was used by scientists was eosin. That's why it is also called as eosinophils. Now their percentage I have already mentioned in the brackets there, that it is 2.8% of the total number of the cells of the leukocytes. And then they are phagocytic in nature. They live for 14 hours to the maximum, and then they are bilobed. So you can see here it's something like a headphone, old-fashioned headphones. So their nucleus appears like a headphone or bilobed nucleus. And these cells are basically involved in allergy. So whenever we have allergic response, there will be a quick increase in the number of eosinophil, and this means that they are involved in the hypersensitivity which is shown by the body. So during inflammation, during redness of the body portion, or during the runny nose or watery eyes, whenever such symptoms or hypersensitivity is shown by the body for certain allergens in the environment, then these responses are involved with the increase in the number of the eosinophils. So they have a lifespan of just 14 hours, just remember, and their function is not so much clear, but I just told that they are involved in the allergic responses of the body. The second one is the basophils. Basophils take up the basic dyes, that's why it is called as basophils, and they are quite large in number, and they have S-shaped nucleus. You can see the shape of the nucleus. One more point is there, you can remember, the granules present in the eosinophil and basophils are larger in size compared to the smaller size granules which are present in the neutrophil. This is something for a comparative study I have written in this manner. You can read the next point, that they have the coarse granules inside their cytoplasm, and their lifespan is 8 to 12 hours, and their nucleus is trilobed, or you can say S-shape, and their number increases during viral infection, and these cells are equal to the mast cells. Now mast cells we have already covered in the previous topic of connective tissue, if you remember, areolar connective tissue or connective tissue proper. So the role of mast cells was to release heparin, histamine and serotonin. So that means whenever there is defense going on, whenever there is infection going on, or whenever there is healing and all is going on, wound healing, so all those things are controlled by the basophil cells. So these cells are just like the mast cells of the connective tissue, releasing heparin, histamine and serotonin. The next one is the neutrophils. Now neutrophils are the maximum one when we talk about the percentage. It is 65% of the total number of the WBCs, and they stain easily with both acidic dyes as well as basic dyes, or you can say they can easily be stained with the neutral dyes. Remember, these acidic basic dyes should be lightly acidic and basic, not a strong one. They live for 10 to 12 hours, and they are the maximum one, and they are phagocytotic. So remember, phagocytic, non-phagocytic. So they both have the similar function of eating away the unwanted things or leftover things. That means they are clearing the body from all foreign substances. They have a multi-lobed nucleus. You can see the shape I have drawn here is multi-lobed, and their number increase basically during the bacterial infections. Here the granules present are fine in nature. So coarse granules are there, fine granules are present. The next thing we can remember is that they are phagocytic. Phagocytic word means they engulf the microbes and the dead cells, so they are something like providing defense to the body. Now the next one are the agranulocytes. That means they do not carry any granule in their cytoplasm, and they are produced by the lymphatic system or lymph nodes, as well as the, or you can say, lymphoid organs and the spleen. So they are produced by red bone marrow, and they are produced by the lymphatic system and the spleen, a part of lymphatic system. Now granulocytes have a non-lobed nucleus. You can see the nucleus is round or otherwise slightly pinched off, but it is not into lobes. And they are of only two types, lymphocytes and monocytes. Now, lymphocytes are smaller in size and contain large rounded nucleus, and there is a very less amount of cytoplasm around it because their nucleus is large and spherical or round in shape, and they are produced by lymph nodes, spleen, thymus, tonsils, and the lymphatic tissue present in the small intestine. Their lifespan is few days to few months, and they are motile and phagocytic in nature, and their lifespan is their tissue. I think I made a mistake in speaking. Yes, lymphocytes are 26% of total number. They are the largest one. They have a nucleus which is exactly round, so you can see the cytoplasm is quite small in size. They produce antibodies for us, so their main defense mechanism is to provide antibodies against the incoming antigens or foreign substances. Their number increases significantly during the viral infection, and they live for months or they live for years. The monocytes have just 5% of the contribution of total number of WBCs, so they are one of the minimum. You can see the minimum is basophils, followed by eosinophil, followed by monocytes, and they are the two maximum one. Their nucleus is bean shape, you can see here. They live for 10 to 20 hours. I made a mistake before, I mixed up both in speaking. They are phagocytic in nature, so phagocytic and phagocytic in nature, and their number again increases during the bacterial infection. Remember, they live for 10 to 20 hours only. So these are the one which live for many years. We all know about vaccination. We know that how vaccines are given in childhood and we are immune throughout the life. So the reason is nothing but the lymphocytes, because they are able to survive for months and even to survive for years, providing us immunity for a very long period of time.